What's going on, Slaybaes? It's Ashley and welcome back to my channel. I know what you're thinking, like, I almost didn't recognize you. Like, your hair looks really different. If you guys missed my last video, then you may or may not know that I'm going on a natural hair journey. I do have naturally curly hair. I'll insert some pics here and here. And yeah, I just want to get my natural curly hair back. It's been about 8 years since the last time I had curly hair, so we're going through a journey. We're gonna try to make it work. Bear with me. That's not what this video is about though, but I know I had to address it because it is such an obvious change. What I want to get across in today's video is that I am showing you guys how to get this makeup look. It's more of like a classic holiday glam look where I decided to go in with a brown eyeliner as opposed to a black. It's very soft, it's smoky, it's sultry. Y'all already know everything I look for in a holiday glam makeup look, or any look at that. So if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you guys give it a big old thumbs up. Likes always help me out on my channel. And while you're at it, click that bell because 99.9% of you don't even have your notifications turned on. Also, while you're at it, subscribe to my channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into the video. Okay, so I am starting off today's video with a little bit of concealer to prime my eyelids. This one here is by Colourpop. It's their brand new Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer, and the shade I'm using is Light 40N. Now that I have a little bit of that on my lids, I'm just gonna take a damp sponge. This one here is from Beauty Bakery, and I'm gonna use that to really buff and blend it out. So following that, I'm just gonna take a bone colored shadow on an M441, and I'm gonna take a little bit of that into my crease. Now, you could definitely use like your face powder, whatever face powder that you use that matches your skin tone, use it, and just take a little bit right here into the socket of your eyelid. I'm really gonna do a good job blending it right here in my outer V. I really want to create more of a matte layer of shadow here right before I go in with my next shade. Let's go in with an eyeshadow palette. Now, it does not even matter what eyeshadow palette you use. You can use something very similar to this. Honestly, the only thing you really need is a soft brown and a dark brown, because I am going to do more of like a smoked out dark brown eyeliner, but I'm gonna take like a soft brown like this in my crease. So any palette that you have at home, whether it be high-end or drugstore, that has a soft brown and a dark brown, that is gonna be your best friend. Today, I'm just gonna use this little mini one by Natasha Denona. This is the mini nude palette, and I wanna say it retails for only 25 bucks. This is my perfect like go-to travel palette. I really, really love it. So I'm gonna take that light brown shade, the very soft one, and I'm gonna take it into my crease with that same brush, and I'm gonna try to keep it pretty low on my outer V area and low in the crease as well, because I don't really want to take it above that bone colored transitional shade I put in my crease. So I'm lightly going in with shadow and I'm lightly building it up. I definitely don't want to go in with too much shadow all at once. I feel like that's how you take soft but smoky looks to the dramatic side, and that's not what I'm trying to do today. I really want to keep things very soft and blown out. I'm now going to go in with a brown eyeliner. I'm going to use this one by Collab. This is the Bold Face Liner Waterproof Eyelining Pencil in the shade Ego. Now, what I love most about this shade is that it is a brown, but it does have a light sheen to it. So I'm going to use this to create a wing, but more of a smoky wing. So I'm going to first start out by taking a little bit of this closest to the base of my lash line. Then with a precise smudger brush, this one is by Smashbox, I'm going to really buff and blend it out, because again, I do want this to be more of a smoky wing. And what I love most about the collab liners is that they give you enough playtime to really go in and smoke and smudge them out before they actually go in and set. So now that I have a good bit of that liner smudged out, I'm gonna go in with the dark brown from the Natasha Denona palette, and I'm simply going to press it right here on my lash line, just to kind of set it down and in place. And I'm also gonna build right on top of this. Now I'm switching over to an M507 and I'm using this to really just start diffusing out that edge, like lightly diffuse it so that way it looks a little softer as opposed to having like more of a harsh and stark line. So I have both of my wings smoked out at this point. Don't mind this little area right here. I am gonna clean this up when I move on to foundation, but I do wanna lightly start deepening up my crease. So I'm gonna take an M506 and I'm gonna dip it into the light brown and the dark brown, top off, and really take this into my crease to deepen it up a little bit. Then I'm gonna go back into that soft brown on an M433, and I'm just lightly going to diffuse it into that dark brown, just so that way I have a better blend. Then with an M507, I'm just gonna go in small circular motions right above that crease color. Again, just to give it a softer blend. I'm like a psycho when it comes to blending, so I do like to really take my time with this step, just so that way things look really nice and neat. So far, I think things are looking really good, but I feel like it's missing like another like medium brown. So I'm actually gonna go into this palette right here, which is the Biba palette, and I'm gonna pick up the shade right here called Buff, and I'm gonna take that on an M507, and I'm really just going to sandwich it right between my smoked out brown liner and my crease color. And when I say sandwich, I mean just essentially taking a little bit of that shade and then just kind of tossing it right in here to add a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more contrast, a little bit more of a different effect. Then I'm gonna go back in with that brown and smoke out the brown. And with a little bit more of that dark brown, I'm just gonna lightly press it over top of this area. Now I'm gonna go in with this soft brown shade here, and I'm just gonna lightly dust a little bit of it over this lid area right in here, just so that way the entire eye look is nice and matte brown and just everything we're looking for in a soft brown smoky eye. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna clean up my wings. I am just gonna use a makeup wipe. Ugh. Got it. These are my Neutrogena makeup removing cleansing towelettes. Now I don't really like to use makeup wipes to remove my face makeup. I really like to use it to just take off like eyeliner from my hand, shadow, clean up my wing. So I'm gonna take the clean side of this wipe and I'm just gonna go like this and really just sharpen up that wing. So cleaning up my wings definitely made a huge difference. I really love the way that this is looking. Now, if you really want to be classic, definitely go in with a smoked out black liner, but I really wanted to switch things up considering I always go in with black eyeliner. I'm gonna pop on falsies. These are the Lily Lashes for Sephora collection in the style Rome. They're not in the package because I do have lash glue on them. I'm letting them sit and get tacky for maybe about 30 seconds. Then I'll pop them on, then we'll come back and start working on the rest of the face.
A few inches later.
So now that my eyes are done, I am gonna go in with primer. I'm gonna use this one by Bobbi Brown. This is the Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I just picked this up for a video where I tried out your Holy Grail makeup splurges, and I really, really liked it. So I'm gonna use it here again today. Plus, it was a pretty penny, so I'm definitely gonna get my money's worth and use it as much as I possibly can. This right here is going to moisturize my skin and also prep it for makeup application. I can't believe it's taken me so long to try this out because it is really, really good. Thank you for the recommendation. Let's move on to color corrector. I've been loving the color correctors by Collab. These are the No Flaws liquid color correctors. I'm using the shade Peach and also Dark Peach. So one thing about Dark Peach is that you want to use a little bit, like literally a little bit goes a very, very long way. And I'm like, I really didn't know what I was doing for a second. Now that I have that done, I'm gonna go in with a damp sponge. This one is by Beauty Bakery. I recently discovered this sponge and it is incredible. I wanna say I got a pack of 6 for only 18 bucks, which for me is a steal. By the way, guys, I am hosting 7 days of Slaybaes over on my Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on the gram, you guys definitely should, because I am hosting 7 days of giveaways. And for me, like, to me, I could be a little biased. I think the giveaways are so good. I included so many hot new products like the Conspiracy collection. I also included some of Jaclyn Hill's new highlighters. Speaking of which, I will be using that in today's video because I'm very interested in seeing what those are all about. Now for foundation, I will be using the same Lancome foundation that I used in one of my previous videos where I tested out your makeup splurges. I seriously cannot get enough of this foundation. It is so good. I am in the shade 230 Buff W. I'm gonna take some on the back of my hand and apply it with a damp sponge. I will have these sponges listed down below for those of you interested. I definitely feel like it is a really awesome deal. Do you guys see the coverage of this foundation? I can't get enough. I can't get enough. You know, it's kind of funny that I'm wearing Lancome today and I'm loving this foundation because I had an incident when I was in high school and I really didn't know much about makeup, and the makeup I was wearing apparently was bad. So I had a recommendation to go to the mall to get my makeup. So I went to the mall and I immediately went into Macy's because at the time that was the only area that I knew that sold makeup. And I walked up to a random makeup counter and I said, hey, I need to be color matched for foundation. And it just so happened to be a Lancome counter. So she color matched me and everything. I ended up really liking the foundation. I came home, went to school the next day with it on, and I was so excited to say, look, I got new makeup, to the person who actually recommended that I get new makeup. They're like, oh my God, what is it? And I said, it's Lancome. Their response was, that's old people makeup. No. So immediately I was so sad about it because, like, obviously I'm in high school, I let little things get to me, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I get? She's like, you need to wear MAC. And I'm like, well, I already spent $50 on this foundation, so I don't know what to do. They're like, just go back, tell them it gave you an allergic reaction, they'll give you your money back, and then you'll be able to go to MAC and get the foundation for young people. And I'm like, oh my God. I didn't even know there was old people and young people makeup, and there's not. Don't let anybody tell you Lancome's for old people, MAC's for young people. Like, that's so stupid. Like, now that I think about it, I'm like, what in the world? Well, why did I get so bent out of shape over the fact that she told me I was wearing old people makeup? Now I'm wearing old people makeup loud and proud. Cause it looks good, honey. It looks good. Yeah! For concealer, I'm just using this Pretty Fresh concealer by Colourpop that I use to prime my eyelids, and I'm also mixing it in with just a slightly deeper concealer. This one is medium 100W. I'm just going to take a little bit of that just so that way it's not so stark and harsh. And I'm gonna blend it out with that same sponge. And whatever's left over on my sponge, I'm just gonna tap it on my chin, Cupid's bow, down the center of my nose and forehead. And for loose powder, I'm gonna use this new one by Urban Decay. This is the Ultimate Brush Off Set and Go powder. I'm gonna twist the cap off. I honestly don't really like the brush off part of this whole entire gimmick, because I mean the brush off part is a gimmick. I really love the powder though, so I'm just gonna dip my sponge in there and set underneath my eyes. Now I'm gonna go in with a pressed powder. This one here is by Maybelline. It's in the shade 220 Natural Beige, and I just have this Wet n Wild brush to just press it all over. I'm not really gonna get too heavy-handed with this because I want it to be a really nice, light layer of product. Nothing too crazy. So speaking of powder, Jaclyn did come out with a luminous powder, and I definitely want to use it in today's video. This here is the luminous powder in the shade Do Me. The packaging is really nice. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna work for me, but I feel like that's what these videos are all about. I'm gonna take a little bit onto the cap. The packaging is really nice and luxe. Did I say that? Probably. But I'm gonna take my sponge, dip into the powder, tap off on the back of my hand, because I feel like this is how she would do it. but again, I could be wrong.
Big fella, what's your frustration? You scared?
So I have a little bit of this on my sponge. I'm just gonna take it onto my cheek, like the apples of my cheeks, and press it in. I don't want to apply too much of this. So I actually switch over to a brush, gonna shake it off. So I will definitely say the powder is beautiful. Do you guys see my cheek, like the apple of my cheek right here? It has a very, very pretty sheen to it without it being too over dramatic, if you get me. So I do feel like the powder is really, really pretty. I can't wait to play around with it a little bit more. I do want to go in with bronzer before I actually do anything else as far as highlighting goes. So I'm going to use my Fenty bronzer and I'm going to add a little bit of definition to my face. I'm gonna go in with an even smaller brush and I'm really gonna carve out my cheekbones. And for blush, I'm gonna make a cocktail of the Flower Pot blushes by Flower Beauty. I'm gonna mix the two together. I have PB2 and also PB4. I love, love, love this combination. And I'm just gonna pop it onto my cheeks and really just focus the majority of it on the apples, like. Before I move on, I definitely want to finish off my lower lash line. So I'm going to go back into that Natasha Denona Mini Nude palette. On a flat definer brush, I'm going to pick up the light brown shade and I'm going to push this closest to my lash line to bring the entire look together. Now you guys know I love a good smoky eye, so I'm really going to go to town and smoke this all the way out. Then I'm going to take that dark brown on that same flat definer brush and I'm going to push it closest to my lash line. This look definitely calls for a nude eyeliner, so I'm going to take the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner in the shade Super Bright and I'm going to pop it in my waterline. And I'm gonna hit my lower lashes with a little bit of mascara. Lower lash mascara is done. Let's actually talk about Jacqueline's highlight palette. This right here is the Flash palette. I think it's super cute. Now, I want to say the Flash palette sold out online on her first launch. To be completely honest, I completely forgot about the launch and I missed it entirely, but they did just launch in Morphe stores, so I was able to actually pick it up in store, which was a lot better because I really got to touch the products and see what product I felt like would work best with my skin tone. So the shade I'm going to use is the shade right here. It's called Iced. I do have a highlighting brush from Sephora. This is the number 98 brush, and I'm just gonna go and hit my cheeks with it. That is really, what? That is so beautiful. And I'm gonna take a little bit of this on the tip of my nose, and I'm also going to take a little bit right here in the inner corner for a subtle pop since the eyes are so matte. We want to add a little shine to the look. And I'm going to take some on my Cupid's bow. That's all I'm going to do for highlight. I did also pick up the loose highlighter in Balm, but honestly, this is way more than I need. So I'm going to skip out on using the loose highlighter. I'll probably use that in another video, so definitely stay tuned or just follow me over on Instagram because I'll probably be using it in a couple IGTV videos. With that being said, I want to go in with some brow gel because I want to brush my brows upwards to give it more of like a fluffy brow effect. The brow gel I'm using, by the way, is by Benefit. This is the 24-hour brow setter in clear. Honestly, you guys, this might be my favorite eye makeup look of all time. But let's not get ahead of myself. I do want to go in with a bold matte red lip. Nothing screams the holidays more than a bold red lip. So I'm going to go in with a lip liner. This one is by Jouer. This is the Long Wear Cream Lip Liner in the shade Rouge. Now, there's no better formula than Jouer lip liners. Like, they are incredible. I really love how creamy they are. I'm going to use this to line my lips. I'm going to fill them in just a little bit, but not completely. Following that, I'm gonna go in with the Persona Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Holy Grail. And the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Tatcha Satin Skin Mist.
Are you done? Are you done?
And just like that, Slaybaes, this right here is the final and completed look. I definitely feel like the brown eyeliner really softens up the eyes and gives it more of like a soft and smoky look. If you guys wanted to take it classic, do like a classic holiday glam makeup look, I definitely recommend going in with a black eyeliner, but I do really love it. You can't really see it because my little hair. I decided to do something a little bit different and curl this front part, put it in a bun. I know, super different, definitely a change of pace. You guys are used to seeing me with straight hair, but hopefully you guys don't mind the transitional journey. And I mean, if you do mind, sorry, you gotta go, because this is what I'm doing and this is what you guys are gonna have to adjust to. Let's be real. If you guys have any other holiday recommendations, let me know down below in the comments. And with that, I don't think I have much else to say except I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces. My straight pieces are coming out.